Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I know this is not my usual setup, but this is one heck of a busy month for me. I'm gonna try to get on my phone here and look at the chat and see what we've got going on. And there it is. I've got it on my phone. So I'm gonna set that up over here in case anybody comes in. Yeah, I did not announce this, but this is my creative year. And, my muse each month tells me to do different things. One of the things that I had on my mind for this month was to reduce, reuse. I've been watching Gina Aaron's, and she's been doing a good job for the environment, with how she's processing her paints and doing different scrubby, that kind of thing. Well, I have an old shirt here. This is just an old t shirt that, yeah, it's stained. It no longer is wearable, and I'm just gonna cut it up. And what do I do? Well, I use these for paint rags, for one thing. If you look at this tub here, these are all old shirts and things that I've cut up and used for paint rags, and these can just go back into the wash and, get recycled over and over again. You can see this one's been through the wash because it's got plenty of paint on it. So I'm just going to cut this up and make some different pieces out of it for my rag bin. Um, Another thing I like to do, get this cut down the seam here. Another thing I like to do is to add a few of these pieces to my collage. This is collage fodder, right? This is all collage fodder because when you're assembling all of those bits and pieces, you know how it is, we make stuff in advance for collage. Or, look at this. I don't have to go out and buy ribbon to put on the top of my tag. This piece of t-shirt now can become something that goes onto the top of my tag. So, this now can just become part of this tag by sticking it in through the hole here. If I can get my fat fingers to work there. Yeah, get my fat fingers in there. I might need something to pull it through with. So let me grab these, pull it, and now I have a cool hanger for my tag, just made out of scrap, right? Okay, but I can also take this, let me cut that down the other way. And just tear some of this up. Make a patch, make a piece of fabric, make some pieces of fabric that I can incorporate into something else. So here I've got a piece of fabric, and I've got some, this is some tape that they use for drywall, but you can start assembling these things and just take all kinds of stuff, take something like this, and it starts to become a collage piece. So that's something else that you can do with these scraps, you know. These are just scraps that would be going in the dust heap. So I have this whole container here is full of scrap fabric. And they just, you know, all of this stuff can be incorporated into the art that I'm doing. Hey, Terry, good morning. How are you this morning? Okay, so that's another idea for you. Now, we've looked at a t-shirt. I was looking in a scrap bin this morning. And yeah, I was taking some trash out, or I was going to take my husband's trash out. And I started looking in the trash, and it's like, oh, can't toss that stuff yet. Here's an old sock. Okay, here's an old sock. Look at the pattern on that sock. Yeah, where's that going? That's going in my bin of stuff that's going to get used because it's cool, right? Um, here's looks like he was doing a little bit of sewing, and here's all this thread that he was just tossing in the trash. Yeah, that's going to get used. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Terry. So here we have a pile of thread and stuff, right? He was doing some, I think he was shortening some pants or something. So we've got these cool um, denim pieces. I mean, I'm, you guys know I'm doing ATCs this month, right? So I've got a whole stack of, you know, backgrounds for ATCs and things. And I can go through here and I can look and I can say, oh, I think that blue would look really good on that yellow. And this can become a component on an ATC. So I can start layering some of these things, you know, some of this thread and some of this, and, you know, make multiple layers for my creation here. So I've got batting in this one because this was a what do they call these things? These are thermal insulated, but it's got quilted material, it's got batting, and it's got this kind of canvasy stuff. So I'm thinking, you know, it's even got he's not the best with seaming yet, but it's even got some of his crooked sewing on there, and I like that. I think that's kind of cool. I mean, just that piece right there, I think that is kind of cool right there, and could easily be incorporated into something else. You know, you can shred some of this out, you know, make it more worn looking, distress the edges, you know. But I mean, that becomes a component in your art piece, right? Okay, so I've got that. I've got, you know, here's some more trimmings off of pant legs. And then I've got, yeah, this is some pile of something, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to have to find a baggie or something to put that in because, you know, it's all good stuff, but I don't want it wandering everywhere. So I will find a plastic bag to put that in. But then, you know, I had been in the discount aisles in the store. Um, Hobby Lobby's good for this. They'll have stuff that they're clearancing out. And I was there with my friend Leslie, and we'd picked up several things. You know, here's these florals that are on a backer. And I know you buy these in little bitty packages from things like Tim Holtz and that. But I got a great big roll of this stuff for very little in the clearance area. You can see. And I think we actually split this roll. I think this was something that we, were there together and we shared. So I've still got all of this, and that'll go a long way. I also found this, it says it's 3 yards of this, and it was $2.97. But look at that for texture, you know, this is great collage fodder, and it doesn't cost a lot. You just go look at the clearance stuff. And if you're lucky enough, like I am, you may find a store locally that is a recycle store that has a lot of this kind of stuff. We have an art recycle store right here in Cedar Rapids. So if you're ever in the area, check it out. It's called the Create Exchange. And you can go in and you can find all kinds of fabric and, things like this that you can incorporate into your layers. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying this can be several things in several layers, especially if I'm doing ATCs. Let me find something that this might work on. Here's a pretty background. This is just a greeting card that I cut up, but this could be incorporated here. I might, only want the floral element here and then put something down here. But, that can all be incorporated into a pretty cool artist trading card. So, uh, that's basically what I wanted to tell you for my Muse this month. I hope you're joining me doing the artist trading card. If you haven't heard about it, go check out the hashtag ATC a day, ATCAD 2019. We've done this for several years, so 2019 is this year. And join us in making artist trading cards. But that's about all I've got for my Muse this morning. And also check out My Creative Year. My Creative Year is a Facebook group where there's a lot of video content out there for you from multiple teachers, and it's a year-long project. It's all free, and there are documents in the file folder for you. So, yeah, come and join us and tell me all about what your muse is having you do. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.